The last video, we gave away some really fantastic prizes, but don't worry, you still can be eligible. So during this month of January 2021, for every video, I'm giving away a free shredder. So just be a subscriber and comment, and you'll be in the drawing. Aloha everyone, this is Lenora, Hawaii's Pickle Lady. Today I'm going to show you how to make kauyuk, which is a Chinese braised belly pork. It's very traditional, and the way I'm making it is the old-fashioned way. So what you do is you get belly pork like this, and not too fat. So you have the layers of meat, fat, meat, and then you have the skin. That's very important. So the first thing I'm going to do, I have 3 pounds of pork here, so I'm going to put it in boiling water to get out the excess fat and the scum and everything. So the pieces were about 12-14 inches long, so I cut them in half because it's too long. And you need the skin on this because that's part of the dish. You brown it and it has a very nice color. Okay, so now I'm gonna bring it to a boil, then cook it for 10 minutes. The pork has been boiling for 10 minutes, and you see some of the excess fat is floating around, plus you got all this scum that you don't want. So now I'm gonna just take it to the sink and I'm gonna give it a good rinse. I rinsed off the pork, took out all the scum, and now I'm drying it because we're gonna fry it and you don't want it to splash with all that water. So it doesn't take much. So the pork is nice and clean, but you want it really dry. After it's dry, I'm going to prick the skin a lot with a fork so that some of the excess fat comes out as it's frying. I'm drizzling some thick soy sauce, about 2 tablespoons or so. And then I'm going to rub it into the meat and the skin all over. Browning this with thick soy sauce will give it a beautiful brown color when it's cooked. That's why you rub it in. All sides, skin, fat, meat, all over. Now I've washed the pot to get out all the scum, and now I'm going to put in 2 tablespoons of oil because we're going to brown it. Okay, swish this around. And I'm going to put the pork in it, probably flesh side down. Now I'm going to keep on turning it, so browning it on all sides. You see how nice and brown the meat is on all sides, and it only took maybe a little over 5 minutes to brown it. So this side is a little bit dark, but that's okay. But the main thing is everything is really nice. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut them in about 1/2 inch, 3/8 inch to 1/2 inch slices. See, the inside is just white, but don't worry about that because we're going to put sauces and then cook them later. So you see, it's not that difficult. Again, it's technique. You can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. And this is guaranteed that it'll come out really nice. The same frying pan, it's pretty clean, and there's leftover oil, so I don't need to add any more. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna saute all these veggies and spices. So this is 2 tablespoons of minced garlic, 2 tablespoons of minced ginger, and you stir it up, and then I'm going to add everything else. 3 tablespoons of soy sauce, 3 tablespoons of sugar, 2 teaspoons of Chinese 5-spice. If you don't have 5-spice available, because I had a hard time finding it, you can make your own. So I'll put a link in the description, and it's very easy to make, okay? Now I'm adding 2 tablespoons of whiskey. Chinese like to use whiskey. My mother always had that only for cooking. And this is the nam yui, which is the red bean curd. Now the bean curd, I kind of am mashing it up. It's kind of soft. So just keep on smashing it. And then I also have 1 teaspoon of salt. Put that in. And this is all your spices. Now this method of making kaoyuk is a very old traditional way. If you go to a restaurant, a lot of restaurants don't take the time to do all of this, but you can't beat the taste and then the looks of it. So the aroma is wonderful when you smell it close by. I forgot to put 1 cup of water because it's a little dry. So I'm just mixing it up real good, and that's fine. Okay, now I'm gonna throw in all the slices of meat, the pork belly that we browned. And then just give it a good mix so the meat is really coated nicely with the sauce. I have here 2 big potatoes that I've peeled and sliced about 1/4 inch thick. You pour that into everything too. Mix it up until everything is well coated with the sauce. So this is what the kaoyuk looks like at this stage. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to arrange it in a bowl. Now you can see what it looks like after all the sauce is coated. It's coating the meat and the potatoes. And this is the very interesting part. We're going to steam it for 2 hours. But in order to do this, you have to arrange it really nicely. So it's alternating meat, potatoes, and it's always skin side down, so you have that beautiful brown. So just take it like that. And when it's done after 2 hours of steaming, we're gonna flip it, and it's very beautiful. You'll see this rounded arrangement, okay? So I just put as much as I can in a bowl. And like I said, not too many people will even do this. I know some people, this man argued with me that he makes the best kaoyuk, but he doesn't do it this way. What he does is he buys a sauce already made, which I think doesn't taste very good. And then he just mixes the belly pork in the sauce and he cooks it. He doesn't arrange it like this. So you can't beat the old style. Okay, now you just keep on going on the sides. It's so beautiful when it's done. Everybody will be impressed when you serve this at a dinner. Now, there's extra space here, so you don't have to worry. Just put some meat on it, potatoes, because this part won't show, but it'll help to keep the shape when you turn it over. You can add more potatoes too. Okay, that's it. Now, what you have to do is you have to steam this. And I have a metal steamer here. You have to make sure that the bowl doesn't reach to the top of the steamer, because otherwise it won't cook well. I did this before and I had a kind of a disaster. So I'm going to press this down a little bit. Oh boy. Then I'm going to put some gravy in it. Just to give it more moisture. And as it steams, it'll be so delicious. So remember, very easy, not too much time. And this is how you steam it. Put about 2 inches of water in it, bring it to a boil, and then put it on here and cover it. Cook it for 2 hours. This is the cow yolk after 2 hours. I use a gadget because it's very difficult to lift it up by hand. Now my granddaughter Layla is taking a bowl and going to flip it because it's really messy. You can do it over the sink also. Flip, and you see all the juice that's coming out. Remove the smaller bowl, and you can see how beautiful it is, all alternating potatoes and meat. Now in the other bowl, you have cow yolk also, but it was cooked in a pot, like a stew. So you can do that, but of course the presentation won't be as nice, but the taste is really good. So try that. This is Austin, Layla's boyfriend.
Hello.
And he's gonna try cow yolk for the first time. And he's gonna make like a little sandwich. And remember, you can do this with Peking duck. You can do it with other kinds of roasted meats. You can make a sandwich with it. So go ahead.
And you add the juices and...
Yes.
Is that potato?
Potatoes and the belly pork.
Sounds delicious.
In all the gravy.
Gravy as well, okay.
Yeah. You can eat it with rice also.
Is it better with rice or with the bun?
Well, up to you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, both. But at special parties, they usually serve it like this.
Oh, okay.
But it's hard to get something exactly like this in the restaurants because they don't go through all this trouble.
Ooh, it's a little messy.
Yes.
It's really juicy and the potato gives it a little flavor.
Good, good. You ever had something like this before?
I've never had this, and I think if I had to make it for myself, I think I would enjoy it.
Good. And your family?
Yes.
Would they enjoy it too?
I believe they will.
Good, good. So remember, if you like this video, smash the like button. And if you haven't subscribed, do so. And leave a comment. And if you have any suggestions, let me know. So thank you for watching. Mahalo. Bye everyone.